All right, let's talk about Royal Hotel. This was on our radar because it's the latest film from Kitty Green, who made a really great film, also with Julia Garner, called The Assistant, but also did casting John Bonet over on Netflix. This latest one sees Julia Garner and Jessica Harwick as were they Americans or just pretending to be Canadian? That's what I think.
They were Americans, and while Kitty Green was traveling,
Yeah.
her friend used to always say, "Just say Canadians," because
There you go.
people look down on they look down on Americans, but they find
Yeah.
Canadians to be pleasant.
Yeah, so these Canadian girls traveling through Australia who, when they go broke, in order to get some money to go home or continue their travels, pick up shifts at a out of the way bar in the Australian outback.
I don't even get that, bro. If I want to go to TIFF, guess where I'm getting a job at? And Toronto.
You see, it was the only one they could get, though, on such short notice.
Uber, bro. I don't know, man.
And then they end up subject to not so much microaggressions as we saw in The Assistant, but like outright aggressions. This is another film sort of about like the things that women in the workplace sometimes endure, except it feels a lot more threatening than it does in The Assistant. And I feel like her style, which is sort of like understated and a little like unspectacular, really works well when we're talking about what's the context of The Assistant. But it felt just too repetitive here for there not to be some kind of other shoe. Like, I spent most of this movie wondering if there was kind of gonna be some sort of third act Black Mirror-esque twist.
No.
Because it sort of feels like there needs to be another thing.
Yes.
Right? And it just sort of stays in one tone throughout.
For sure. I think knowing that is very important. I've heard Kitty Green talk about The Assistant a lot, so I was prepped. I've seen a lot of people who fall a little bit more negative on it, and I understand y'all completely. It does make complete sense. So I'm telling you to pitch this movie for you so that you can enjoy it. It's exactly, what Zach is saying. I heard someone call it intention the movie. That is what this is writing on. It's how you react to certain things and what that ends up, the chain reaction to it, what it catapults to. Because of that, I enjoyed it for what it was. I was frustrated with it for what it was, but I went along for the ride with it. I think it's shot very well, especially because a lot of it takes place at this bar that they're working at the hotel, and the way that they're just able to play with that space is really good. Then they open it up for some sequences in the desert. I thought the cast of characters were pretty good as well, and the way that you'll have moments where you're siding with one character and you see what that causes, and they may be questioned about should that have been the way that you went about it, while still being a movie that everyone sitting in the theater is like, why did y'all even go to begin with?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's certain sequences that I think really work, and I was with it for a little while, but I did grow a bit tired by the end.
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't end up hating it. I think it's a good thriller if you know that it's just playing with that sense of, if you believe the character should run away, this ain't the movie for you.